Hello everybody, this is Dagoseta, pretty snazzy walkthroughs. Majora's Mask 3 hearts. Alright, so this room, I call it the seesaw room, because that's essentially what it is. It's just a bunch of seesaws, and I don't know, getting this stray fairy in here, getting it's a little bit annoying. I had a little bit of trouble getting it my first run, but here it was pretty easy. And there's one more fairy in this room, and also getting it will involve us redoing good amounts of the room here. Whatever. So, but we're gonna save this seesaw for a bit later, I believe, if I remember correctly. Yeah, because there's really nothing to do on that seesaw yet, because it'll just waste some magic and arrows. Also, take note of the fact that if you're running low on magic and arrows, there's green and yellow chews just all around the area here. So feel free to utilize them for your own use. Haha. Alright, basically the way this room isn't too hard, but it's pretty clever though, I'd have to say. The way you get around is just you freeze and unfreeze these things, so you can apply weight on one side of it. Also, if there's nothing on it, you walking on the other side will lift it up, or push it down, if you climb onto the top of it. Alright, and that, as I might have said before, there's no such thing as overkill, and that's exactly what it was there. Just not overkill, just killing it with a fire arrow. Alright, so to get to the next fairy, you have to kind of, careful, you have to walk across these green pipes here. But you can't exactly climb up of it as a human, so you're going to have to go into Zora form, because the Zora form is the only one tall enough to do that. Well, the Goron might be, but the Goron is, well, too fat to lift up its own weight. I don't know. The Gorons are like super strong, yet they can't even lift their own weight. I've always found that to be kind of strange. Alright, so if by the end of this room you have 13 of them, you are on track. And you've gotten everyone so far. And the next temple with fairies can be much more difficult, but I won't explain that until later. The next temple is probably my favorite one, though. This one is, it's okay. I like it more than most water temples. I'll say that. Like, going back and playing this game again for my walkthrough just reminded me how awesome this game was. Like, it's definitely my favorite Zelda game now. I used to think, oh, Twilight Princess has so many cool items and a lot of the fun dungeons, but this game is just to the point, you know? I just really like this whole time system they have going here, where it gives a sense of urgency, you know, and it doesn't rush you, but it just makes you feel like, you know, and it's also a pretty nice way to make sure you're not playing all day. I mean, it could lead to that either way if you're just pushing yourself too hard, but the only thing is it kind of forced you to have more extended play sessions here. Alright, so there's two ways to get this fairy. One's the kind of annoying way that involves you swim through there and then you'll have to swim all the way back into this room, because going through there will take you back to the center room. Right, so yeah, what I'm doing here is I'm just going to free up both the fairies. The last two are all in the room, and this is the room right before the boss too. So free that fairy under there, put on the fairy mask, and then you will get every fairy in the temple, and it gives you probably the most essential upgrade in the game, if I do say so myself. And for some reason, I don't think you can actually grab the fairies with the hook shot. I never really understood why that was, but whatever. Okay, put on the fairy mask, and we are pretty much done with the actual temple. Now we should have to fight the boss, which is arguably the hardest one in the game. Whether it depends on your preference of quick taking to the fellow fairies the same color, but we're doing that after the temple. That'd be cheating if we use that against the boss. Then again, it also probably would have. Nah, actually, it wouldn't have. This boss, it deals 2 damage with every time it hits you, and I'll explain more of it next video. Okay, guys, so jump across this geyser here. Careful not to overjump it. I've done that before. And next video, we'll fight the boss. I'll see you next time.